Hi friends! Welcome back to the Goose and Ghost Knitting Podcast. My name is Ashley and I am the maker and designer behind Goose and Ghost Knits. You can find me on Instagram as Goose and Ghost Knits and on Ravelry as Goose and Ghost. And I'm coming to you today from a still pretty warm Cleveland, Washington, right in the middle of the Cascade Mountains. And I'm wearing a sweater today in like the hopes that it'll be cooler. It has been. It's been cooler lately. Like the fall weather was here. And then yesterday it was just randomly like 75 degrees and it was beautiful. And like you can see the light right here. It's beautiful again today. But if I wear a sweater it'll be cooler, right? I'm ready for fall. I'm sure like that's like a normal thing with knitters, right? Like we're ready for fall. I've been ready for fall since August, so that's the thing. So, but let's get into the knitting. A little bit of sewing today, a little bit of a shop update, just a little one. There's not much to share. And then a little bit of some acquisitions. And then a lot of life talk. So, we'll get into it. This is a knitting and sewing podcast. I primarily knit. I sometimes sew, I sometimes crochet. I do have a little bit of sewing and a little bit of crochet to show today. I need to dig out the crochet. I just realized that I pulled out all of my works in progress except for the crochet, which is underneath. It's underneath my pile here, so I'm going to have to pause at some point and dig into it, but we'll deal with that later. Because it's not time to talk about it yet. We'll start with what I'm wearing, as we always should. I'm wearing my Haven by Kate Oates. This is my favorite sweater I've ever made. I'm just throwing that out there. I think this is the third sweater I ever made, and I was jumping in the deep end with a fingering weight sweater when both of the sweaters I had made before were bulky and super bulky. I was just like, you know what, we're gonna do it. And I did it, and I'm still absolutely obsessed with it. So the yarns here, this is the brown, is Cascade Heritage brown. Y'all have heard me talking about this lately with my stripy sweater. I don't know what the color name is, the color number. I just keep saying it's brown. It's Cascade Heritage. It's whatever their brown one is. And then the color work here is all one skein. This is Sorella's classic sock. So it's 100% merino, 100% superwash merino. I actually don't think that they do a non-superwash. 100% superwash merino. Big Thunder Mountain or Thunder Mountain Railroad. It was from their Disneyland collection. It was the colorway for Big Thunder Mountain, which is one of the best rides. And of course, if I move forward, you're just gonna like see my face. You're not gonna see the color work. But I love it. It's just a very simple like arrow motif with a nice mock neck, and then this, it is a nice, like it goes down to my hips here, but I got a little risky with this one and I ended up doing sweater surgery. I was so excited to get to the end of it because, like, you know, you're knitting a fingering weight sweater, it is an endeavor. And I was so excited to get to the end of it. I didn't try it on before I did the ribbing and it came out way too short. And this was before I really realized like I would need to add length to my sweaters because my torso is so long. I need to add length to my sweaters. So I just bound it off. And then I tried it on after I bound it off and I was like, oh no, it is very short. She was fine. It was a nice prop length, but it wasn't what I had wanted. For this one, I wanted like, you know, a sweater. So I put it down for a little bit and then I cut into it and I knit some more on it and Kitchenered it back together and it was a success. And now it is my favorite sweater because I feel like I really accomplished something with it and like I love the colors so much. It's just like, you know, it's brown. It's a neutral, but like it's real cute. Anyways, this is the Haven by Kate Oates. I love it. check it out. Definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it. But, alright, I've got my notes here. I'm reaching the end of my notebook. This was my physics notebook in college. I took one semester of physics. Not my jam. I was an art student. So I'm running out of room here. I am like really chatty today. So yes, let's get into the knitting. The first thing I have is an FO and a pattern release, you guys. How exciting is this? A dirty pattern release. I wore these the other day while taking pictures, and I walked out into my garage. It has a very dirty, dusty floor. Anyways, might I introduce you to the Winchester Mystery Socks. So they've got this really fun colorwork motif with a little eyelet and pearl bump row in separating each of the colorwork motifs. And the eyes and mouth on the ghosts are not colorwork, they are also eyelets. So it makes it a little bit special, a little bit unique. So I had just started these in my last episode, and they are now released. I actually put them out on October 1st, and I have a really big shout out, really big thank you for my testers who were able to turn them around in such a short amount of time. I am an advocate for, you know, having appropriate timelines, but sometimes, like, I had a deadline, so I'm so grateful that they were able to knock it out of the park, and they all gave me great feedback. But these are now released. This was done in collaboration with Yarnaceous Fibers because I seem to collaborate with no one else. There is other collaborations coming with other dyers, don't worry, like I am capable of it. I just like working with Maggie, she's fantastic. So this was really fun to come to design. I really enjoyed making it, and they're super fun. They're a little bit unique, they're a little bit, you know, it's spooky season. It is very October. So Maggie dyed up this yarn set in inspiration from this bag right here, excuse me, that I designed. I designed the fabric for this bag, and I sew the bag too. Hi, I make project bags. Link to my Etsy shop down below. Unfortunately, the ghosty bags are currently sold out. I will be restocking potentially next Friday. Depends how many I can make in such a short amount of time. Maybe sometime next weekend, I think. So I posted the picture of when I got my fabric in, and she sent me a message and was like, can I dye a sock set inspired by that? And I said, absolutely you can. And then she said, do you want to design a sock pattern with this? And I said, absolutely I do. So this is the Haunted Hollows sock set. The main color is this black, and it comes with an orange, a gray, and a white. So this is available on yarnaceous.com. I'll have it linked down below. And these are available on my Etsy and Ravelry stores. These are called the Winchester Mystery Socks. I took the name from the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. I was looking for a haunted location to name these after, and you know, like a lot of haunted places, I love looking into like haunted houses and haunted locations and learning the history and what's going on with the ghosts there. I love learning about it. But so I had a really good time researching and trying to find something, but you guys, predictably, places filled with dead people are filled with very sad stories. Like, they're very dark and terrifying and scary and sad. A lot of them are very sad. And the Winchester Mystery House is just strange. And so I thought that it felt appropriate for a whimsical, spooky pattern instead of a dark, mysterious, spooky pattern. So if you don't know the history of the Winchester Mystery House, it is Sarah Winchester is the wife of the man who owned the Winchester Rifle Company back in the 1800s, and after he died, she went to a medium who told her that all of the victims of her husband's rifles were haunting her and they needed somewhere to live, and it was her responsibility to build them somewhere to live. So she, for 38 years, I think, 37 years, a long time, built this home for herself and all of these spirits to live in, and she kept building it, and there's stairways that lead to nowhere, doors that lead to just straight upside and down, and rooms with no doors. It's a weird place, and I would love to go visit it someday. Yeah, these are the Winchester Mystery Socks through tomorrow. Today is Friday, October 6th, through tomorrow, October 7th. These will be 15% off on both my Ravelry and Etsy shops, both linked down below, using the code Winchester15. And as I love to do when I release my patterns, I'm going to do a little giveaway today. So if you would like to win a copy of the Winchester Mystery Socks, subscribe. I do check, and leave a comment down below, and I'll just be picking one person at random for my next episode to win a copy of the pattern. So go do that. I'm going to be asking questions throughout the episode, so like if you need a prompt, I have a couple of questions that I need feedback on, so stay tuned, or just like tell me what you're working on right now. I always want to know what people are working on. But that's the only FO that I have today. An FO and a pattern release. It's been a little bit since I've had a pattern release. This year has been slow for me on designing. Last year I released so many patterns, so many sock patterns really, and this year I've just taken a little step back. It's been chaotic. I haven't had the brain space to focus on it, so but I am inspired. I have ideas. It's just, the process of getting my idea to paper to reality. So I explained all of that, and I think in the last episode I was talking about how difficult it is, the designer process. But anyways, shall we talk about my works in progress? I have 4. I don't know if I really count it as 4. I think I have 3.5. But I didn't knit a lot in the last couple weeks. It has been an extra week. It's been 3 weeks since the last episode instead of 2, and that's just because I really was so focused on getting these released that this is really the only thing that I knit on for so long. So let's talk about what else I knit on now. First up, we've got my wedding shawl. So hello, I am getting married in January. I'm very excited for it. We're doing a lot of planning right now. A lot of planning and a lot of executing of plans right now. And one of the things that I've been working on this year, I actually cast it on our 1 year out date, is a shawl to wear for my wedding. Because it's going to be January, it's going to be really cold. We're really only doing pictures outside, but I wanted something to have, like, to wrap around me, because I am wearing a sleeveless dress during photos outside, because I am a cold girl. I am a cold girly. I have always been cold. I'm a chilly girl. So this is the Poet Shawl by Sari Nordland, and I've been working on it very intermittently. Do you see how small this currently is? You guys, I am not doing great. We are 4 months out, 3 months, October, November, December, 4 months out, And I'm only this far. Like, that is not big. So, I don't know if I just said what this is called. This is the Poet Shawl by Sari Nordland. It is a fingering weight shawl. I am knitting it in DK weight yarn just for a little bit of extra warmth and make it a little bit bigger. And I'm using Knit Picks Capra in the color Hemlock Heather. Whoa, hello sun. Which is just, you know, a foresty, emeraldy green. This is the color that my bridal party, excuse me. I am having a mixed gender bridal party. This is the color my bridal party is wearing. And so it just kind of felt like nice to have something to tie them all in. But also, like, I don't like wearing white generally. I think I look really good in my wedding dress, not gonna lie, it is white, but I'm not gonna pick up a white shawl like to wear afterwards, and I really wanted this to have, like, you know, a sentimentality keepsake moment. So I figured, you know, I will wear green. Green is my favorite color. But this is needing to get worked on. So since I last showed you guys, I've worked up from the marker. I think it's just a little bit over 1 repeat. And I think I need to double this before I get to the lace section. There's so much here. And I need to double this before I get to lace, so pray for me. I need to work on this. I need to work on it a lot. And normally, like, I just go. It's a very easy project. Like, this is just, purely it's just seed stitch over and over. And that's sad. I'm disappointed in myself for not working on it that much, honestly. But I also kind of get bored with it because it is just seed stitch forever. But it is what it is. But that's a focus right now. And because we're working so much on wedding stuff right now, it's like nice to have a wedding related project while we're working on wedding stuff. So maybe that'll force me to work on it more. Maybe. And this is just in a cutie little bag that my future mother-in-law gave me for Christmas a couple years ago, with all of the Mickey Mouse characters on it. Okay, so this is the next project that I worked on. I finished my first quilt top. I told you guys in the last episode that I was making squares, little blocks to turn into a quilt top out of a jelly roll. And I finished the top. So here it is. I will cut to some B-roll of me further away. But here it is. It's all done. It is lap blanket size. It's not very big, but it's really fun. It's got lots of very heavily patterned green and white and kind of light blue fabrics in here. It's cute. So I finished the quilt top. I am going to add probably a 5-inch border on all sides, but I don't have fabric for that, and I don't have fabric for the backing or the binding or the batting for the inside, so this is just going to sit for a little bit until I get all of those things. Until I have money to get all of those things, but it's really cute. I'm happy with it. It is a little bit messed up. Like, it's not perfect. Did anybody expect my first quilt top to be perfect? No. Some of the blocks don't line up with each other, but it's fine. It all worked out. I'm not too mad about it. The one thing that does annoy me though is I was trying really hard not to have like any of these fabrics touch the same fabric touch each other, and there's a couple of them that do, and it really, like, it kind of annoys me that I did that, because I spent so long trying to arrange them so that they would all be perfect, and then I started rearranging them while I was quilting, the top, or sewing the top together, and a little dumb moment where I knew that it would get messed up, but whatever. It is what it is. It's not gonna be perfect. I didn't try for it to be perfect. I wanted it to look really scrappy, and it's really scrappy. It's really scrappy. So it was fun though. I enjoyed working on it. It was very mindless. It was very mindless. I didn't have to think too much about it, which is great. So I'm excited to have it, but this is going to sit for a little bit until I get fabric for all of the rest of it. I don't know what it'll be cute eventually, right? Eventually. The next whip I have is that crochet project, so let me go dig for it and I'll be back to show you. This is kind of the project that I pull out when I don't know what I want to work on. This is my advent calendar from 2021. I got the McMullen Fiber Co. She does, her advent calendars are based off of literary classics. So this was, I want to say, it wasn't Penguin's editions. Let me see. Here's my bag full of my my skeins. Chiltern classics. So it was Chiltern's the publisher, and it's their classic book covers. Here's my little Christmas avocado bag full of mini skeins. It is 24-day calendar with a full skein for day 25, and I'm going to use the day 25 to either put them all together or as a border. I haven't decided yet, but I'm making a granny square blanket out of these, and it is a circle to square granny square. It looks like this. And I'm making 4 out of each. So I'm making one that has the mini skein on the outside, or 2 that have mini skein on the outside, and 2 that have white on the outside. The white is just Knit Picks Hawthorne Bear. And so I made these 4 this week, all of the same mini skein. This is Alice in Wonderland. Very pretty. But then I went to go put them in my bag of completed granny squares, and I come to find out that I had already made one of, so now I have 5 Alice in Wonderlands. Oops. But I think I may actually end up doing 3 and 3 anyways, so I'm not like that mad about it. It just kind of gave me a head start. I'm doing 4, so 2 and 2 right now, just because like that seemed like a good number for me to start, but I'm not sure how big that's going to be when it's all laid out, and I kind of want it to be really big, so I may come back and do 2 more in each color. So this is how many I've gotten through right now. It's really, I haven't gotten through that many of them, and I've had this calendar since 2021, and so I've had this for almost 3 years now, which isn't as bad as the other calendar that I have sitting in my possession that has been sitting since October 2021. So that one's actually been 3 full years, and I've barely used it. So I need to do something with that one. Maybe I'll do something with that one this year. I started designing a scrappy advent whatever wrap, and then I put it down and haven't touched it since after I did, like, you know, this much of it. Maybe I'll pick it back up. We'll see. But it lives over here. This is my fingering weight scraps, my sock scraps bin. I need to do something with this. So here's question number 1 that I have. Do you have suggestions for scrappy projects that I can use my extensive collection of fingering weight sock scraps? Because this is ridiculous. This needs to get tamed, and I don't have somewhere to put it right now. There we go. It needs to be tamed. It needs to be calmed down. Like, there needs to be some control there, and I need to get rid of some of the scraps. I only have one more thing to show you for what I've been working on, and it's a little bit disappointing. So, it's living in my large size project bag that has my Knitting Notions design on it. This is available in my shop right now. I have one more of this size bag in the Knitting Notions and one more of this size in the Petunias design. So it is living in here right now, and it is a swatch for a new sweater. I don't know when I'll be casting this on, because I actually there's a new pattern that came out today that I really want to cast on first, but it's a much smaller project, and I still haven't finished my stripy sweater, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so I went to go sit down and work on it the other day, and my needles were missing, like completely missing. I cannot find them anywhere. Like, I know where my needle case is. I don't know where the specific needle size that I need for my sweater, a US 5, and the cord have gone completely missing, and I haven't seen them since I last worked on it, so I'm really scared like they're in between the couch cushions or something. I'm gonna have to go like dig in between the couch, and I'm really scared to do so. So I'm gonna have to figure out something so I can finish the sweater, because I really want to finish it so I can wear it. But anyways, this is the my swatch for the next sweater I'm going to cast on. But it's not going to be the final swatch because I need to re-swatch. This is for the Salty Days sweater by Veronica Lindberg, or Kutava Kika. But it is not the right size. I think it needs to be 17 across and 24, and that's what I got before I blocked. Then after I blocked, it was 15 and 22. So I need to go down a needle size and swatch once more. But I love this. This fabric is it's so soft. It is so soft. So the yarn that I'm using for it is Barocco Ultra Wool DK. This is in the color 8329 Butternut. Just, you know, a beautiful gold wool. It's 100% wool, and it's being held with Knit Picks upcycle Surrey Alpaca in the color Colca Canyon. So these two together make this beautiful, like, butterscotch color. Oh, it's beautiful, and it's so soft. So I'm really excited to make this sweater because it's just all texture all over, and it's beautiful. It's in the same vein as the, it's a petite knits pattern that's going around right now. It was really popular this time last year. The Ingrid sweater, or the Ingrid slipover, Ingrid by Petite Knits. I'm not a big fan of Petite Knits. I'm an advocate for size inclusivity, and some of the things that she has put out recently and in the past, and her hesitation to correct it, I'm not the happiest with. But this is very similar. It's very beautiful. It's just like that all over texture idea. So I'm really excited to cast it on, and it does go up to like a size 72-inch bust, which is beautiful. So it's gonna be really cute. when I do cast it on. I just wanted to like knit something different, and it was a little project that it didn't need to focus on too much. So that will be coming up soon as I finish my stripy sweater. I might just go into the yarn shop in town and buy a new, like a fixed US 5 16-inch, because I think that's what I might use for a muscle burrow. Either that or a US 4, and I need to make a new muscle burrow for my fiance, because I made him one last year for Christmas and it was laughably big. It was so big, and so I need to rip it out and remake it for him. And then I want to make one for myself too. So I just want to get a fixed needle for that, so I'm not pulling it out of my Chiagu interchangeable set, because like that's a pretty common needle size that I use, so it just makes sense to have like a spare 16-inch needle hanging around. And I think I'll need that for the blanket that I'm making out of my Fangirl Fibers club, which I need to get on, because you know what, I had another Fangirl Fibers club arrival this week. So let's move on to acquisitions. I've got 3 things to show here, and my lipstick for today is hanging out in there too. This is Buxom's full-on lipstick in the color Bombay, if you're wondering. That's what I'm wearing today. It's like a natural red. That's what I describe it as. Anyways, I guess we'll start with the Fangirl Fibers Club. I am a member of her Disney Parks Attractions Club, and this one is much less chaotic than the last one that I got from her. It's just the yarn. It's not a special present from her too. But this one is spoilers, incoming spoilers. This is for Tower of Terror, and I think this might be my favorite one that I've ever gotten from her. It's beautiful. It is so pretty. I might order a second skein of this so I can make socks out of it. I'm obsessed, because this is going to be going in my blanket. But this is so pretty. I love this one so much. So I might email her and get a second skein of this. The other thing that I got in yarn wise is from Flower Garden Yarns, which is a local dyer to me. She's a couple hours away on the Washington Peninsula. I'm in the middle of the mountains and over east from her, but we were in a test knit group this summer together for the Pacific Knit Co. Seattle Doodle Cowl, and she popped up on my feed, and I followed her through that, and she came out with this really, really beautiful fall yarn, and I love it. So this is what it looks like. I got this on her Merino Nylon 7525 sock base. This is the color Apple Cider. It's so pretty. So I was just going to make socks out of this, but then it got here and I was like, I'm really inspired right now. I'm designing something with it. It's percolating in my head. I've got an idea. So stay tuned for this. I'm really excited for this design. It's going to be really cute. It's going to be a little bit more springy, but I think it's going to be really cute. It's not going to be socks. That's all I'll leave it at. The last, excuse me, the last acquisition I got is not knitting. It is quilting. So I got the Fat Quarter Shop, what is it called? The Spooky Box. So it's like a mystery Halloween box, and it showed up in this, I'm trying to figure out what side my address is on. It is on the back. Okay, so it showed up in this really cute box. It says the Spooky Box, and it's got ghosts and the spiders and the bats on it. adorable. So it's a mystery box, and I paid like $35 for it, and it has $60, that kind of thing, $60 worth of goods on the inside. So this is what's in here. First thing was a pattern, a little quilt pattern. Ooh, hello light. A little, I don't know if it's like a table runner or a wall hanging. It's a little bit small. It's a 24.5 by 42.5 little thing, but it's cute. It's really cute. So there's that, and then these black cat pins that came in a pumpkin can. So they're just, you know, quilting pins, but the heads are all black cats. Can you? They're really cute. And then some spooky washi tape. There's three rolls in here. And a black cat with a witch's hat enamel pin. I don't know what I'm going to put that on yet, but I'm really oh, it's a needle minder. It's not a pin, it's a needle minder. That's why I've got a stitch marker sitting on the back here. That's why it was sitting there. That's cute. Okay. It helps when you read things. I thought it was a pin. Okay, cute, cute, cute. And then the last thing it comes with is this. It's called Fractal of Light jelly roll. I'll undo the plastic so you can see what it looks like. I'm not going to take it out of its roll yet, but the sun is here. It's just orange and black and gray and black and gray and orange. And it's just all of the fabric needed to make this guy. So that was what was in there. I'm really excited to play with this. It'll be really cute. And then, so you need extra black and white fabric too to make this, but it'll be cute. It'll be fun. I'm excited to make it, and I might do that, or I'll probably start it at least by the next episode so you can see it. Stay in the Halloween vibes. The pattern that came out today that I'm very excited to cast on, which I might do today or tomorrow, we'll see, is Jamie Lomax, who's Pacific Knit Co., just came out with the Monster Doodle cowl pattern today, and I feel like, you know, being all hyped up from this still and all of the Halloween vibes, I really want to cast it on. And I actually got at Black Fiber Festival, I bought a doodle kit from Fangirl Fibers that was a Haunted Mansion inspired, so it fits so well. So I actually think, I actually think that I'm going to use this ghosty chart in my doodle, and I don't know if I want to make a cowl or if I should make a hat out of it. I'm kind of leaning towards a hat, so comment down below, tell me what you think I should do, because I don't know if I have enough yarn to do both. Actually, let me go get the set and we can determine together. I'm back with the sock set. This is what it looks like. It's got black main skein, so 246 yards of the black DK, and then 5 minis that each of these are 49 yards. So I have 491 yards total of this. And I can absolutely draw in from other skeins that I own too, like scraps, because I feel like it's missing something. It might need like a white. It might need a white. So we'll see. But I know that I can get an infinity out of this. The question is if I can get a single-sided and a hat. I don't know. But I'm really excited to make it. So that's coming up next. That'll probably be the Haunted Mansion movie. I didn't ever get to go see it in theaters. I love the Haunted Mansion. It is my favorite attraction at Disney. That's why I bought the Haunted Mansion set from her. I never got to see it while I was in theaters because it was just such a busy time for me. And now it's been put up on Disney Plus, so I might, have a nice night in, turn on the movie, make a drink or some snacks or something, and cast on my Monster Doodle something with my Haunted Mansion doodle kit. I think it needs to happen. I think that sounds like the perfect thing for this weekend. So that's absolutely happening this weekend, and I'm really excited for it. So that's what's upcoming. Let's see. Should we talk about life for a second? It's been an eventful couple weeks. It's been so busy. So, okay, first I want to talk about books. I've been reading a lot lately, And I need some book recommendations. So I'm a romantasy girly. I'm a fantasy girly. I love it. I keep trying to read contemporary fiction and contemporary romance, and it doesn't draw me in as much. It's not. But like, do you have a contemporary romance, contemporary fiction, something book that you really love? Like, please tell me, because I want to try to like it, but I keep getting pulled in by fantasy. Fantasy has been my genre since I was very little. I have always very much been into fantasy. So, I read the ACOTAR series, the Court of Thorns and Roses series in the spring. Fully obsessed. Loved it so much. And I'm now working my way through the rest of Sarah J. Maas's books before the new Crescent City comes out in January. And I actually got my fiance to start reading all of them too. He likes fantasy books too. So it's really great. We keep trading recommendations for things that we find. And he listens to all of his books. He's an audiobook person. So he gets through them a lot quicker than I do because he sits at work and listens while he works, which is so frustrating. But maybe I should jump onto audiobooks too. I think I'm reading a Throne of Glass series right now, and I have read Throne of Glass. I've read the first two. I don't know the names of the books of this series. So I read Throne of Glass. I know that that's book one. I read Throne of Glass, I read Crown of Midnight, and then I read the prequel, Assassin's Blade. I had such a hard time getting into Assassin's Blade. Like, I could not get into it. I kept putting it down and doing other things and reading ACOTAR fan fiction instead. I could not get into it. It was so hard. I'm currently reading Air of Fire, which is book 3. And I started actually getting into the series. The series has been so hard for me to get into. I just haven't been all in on it. And it's an 8-book series, and it's so long. And I'm reading it on my phone, on my Kindle. And I bought the 8 books in one bundle, and I thought it would be, each book by itself. No, it is a PDF, a 5,335 page PDF of all of the books together. So that's made it harder for me too, because then I'm just like, oh my god, there's so much left, instead of taking it in chunks. So I'm not doing that again, even if it was cheaper, because I'm not reading it because it's so hard to get through. So I finally like have started getting into it in this book, and eventually Colin, my fiance, was like, okay, what if you're struggling with this so hard? We're reading the same one right now. You and I are both, he's listening to it and I'm reading it. How about in our time together, when I'm playing my video games and you're knitting, let's just play the audiobook. So then you can get through it. Because I know that you want to get through the story. I know that you want to read the story. But it's just going to be easier for you. I was like, okay, perfect, you're right. That sounds like a good idea. So I've now caught up to where he is in the book. And we're going to start reading or listening to the audiobook together. Which leaves me to now be able to read a different book by myself. So I've just kind of been playing around on the Kindle Unlimited marketplace, and I've read a couple of really, really cheesy romantic-y books that I don't know if I can even recommend and they were fine. But drop a recommendation down below. I have a physical copy of Fourth Wing, and I said to myself that once I finish the Throne of Glass series, that would be next, but like if I'm gonna listen to it, should I break into it now? I might break into it now and read Fourth Wing, because I'm really excited to read it. But I'm always looking for book recommendations. I've been a victim to TikTok's book talk, and I have found many a book through there, most of which have been awful, but it is what it is. So okay, actual life stuff. This week has been nuts, freaking nuts. So I've been tired. I've been real tired. I've been working my little behind off trying to, you know, start a small business, and then dealing with the consequences of a small business that I was not prepared to start to like accidentally kind of blow up a little bit and actually pay me money. So thank you for that. Greatly appreciate all of the support for my fabric and my bags, but it has left me like emotionally drained because I'm just constantly like, oh my god. So my bad. It's been about an hour since I finished filming, and I finished filming and then sat down and ate lunch and then started editing. I got almost all the way through editing before I realized that the camera overheating and my monitor going black wasn't just my monitor going black, it was it stopped filming and just was recording audio. So my bad. Good thing is I only had a couple more things left to say. I was just talking about what's going on in my life for the last 2 weeks. But that said, what's been going on in my life for the last 2 weeks has been chaos. So we'll just refilm it really quick, and then I can shove it into the video and get on with my day. So last Friday, a week ago today, my dad gets a text message from one of his friends, his buddy Stecky, who he's known for a long time, like 20 plus years. And he was like, hey, I'm over in your area right now doing a team bonding day. Do you guys want to come have dinner tonight? And Seattle's like an hour and a half where we live. So we live really close by this resort called Suncadia that is like a lot of rich people live there year round. Like Justin Bieber has a home there. But it's also like a very nice golf and like winery resort kind of thing. And so Stucky is one of the equipment managers for the Kraken, for the Seattle Kraken. And I've talked several times, a couple times, maybe at least once every other episode, about how I'm a huge hockey fan, about how much I love the Seattle Kraken. They're my favorite. And so little tidbit here. One of my dad's friends works for them. And we're like, yeah, great, we'll come have dinner, but we didn't hear anything else from him. So we're like, okay, well, whatever. After dinner, my dad gets a call from him, and he's like, hey, you want to come to the bar? Me and the coaching staff are hanging out. Come have some drinks with us. Okay. So we get to the bar and we hang out with Stucky, and then lo and behold, he starts introducing us to people. And we start drinking with people. So we're sitting there having shots with the head coach of the Seattle Kraken. Okay. And then, so we're just hanging out, we're having a good time. It's a nice Friday night in a small town bar. There's nothing else to do, but we're having fun. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in from the front door, yeah, where else would they come from, walks the entire team. The entire Seattle Kraken team into my small town local bar. My local dive bar. We live about an hour and a half from Seattle, so it's not like something I expect to really see. It's just, okay, sure, that's a thing. And then Stucky starts introducing us to people, and we sit and we talk with players for several hours, and then suddenly we're getting invited out to go to the bar down the street with Philip Grubauer, the starting goalie of the Kraken, and that was a weird night. I still don't understand what happened, but anyways, I hung out all Friday night with my favorite hockey team. How did that happen? I don't know. Apparently it works to have friends who know people. So cool. We stayed out really late that night. It had a very good time. And then the next morning, I had to go wake up early to drive to Seattle to go to my 10-year high school reunion. I felt great. But I did have a good time. I got to see a bunch of friends that, I was friends with in high school, but didn't really keep up with much other than being friends with them on social media afterwards. So it was nice. I went with my best friend and the group of friends that she still talks to. It was fun. It was great. And then yesterday, so I keep saying this, I live in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the mountains, very rural area. There's a lot of farms around us. How's this lighting right now? Is this, am I very dark? But if I go back here, I'm gonna be like blinded. And we have a huge fire risk area. So we're just moving out of wildfire season now. It's starting to cool off. There's not as much risk. It's been raining, so things are a little bit more damp. But in the mountain behind our house over here, yesterday I watched a fire start, and I start getting stressed, and I watch it grow bigger and bigger, and I call my dad. I'm like, is this something we need to be concerned about? And he's like, yeah, probably. Okay, cool. And it was pretty close to our house. Like, we could see the whole thing. And so he calls the fire department and sends them a message, and they don't pick up, and we start getting a little concerned. Come to find out, several hours later after it started, it's a control burn, like set by the fire department, controlled by the fire department. But they didn't tell any of us. It's so cool. So cool. Like, it was a huge landmass that we were just watching go up in smoke. Like, is this coming towards us? No, it wasn't. However, not my favorite. So that's what's been going on. I've just been really busy working and trying to manage things, and and wedding planning. And now I've signed up for a market at the end of October. It's going to be in Woodinville. I don't have a whole lot of details. If you follow me on Instagram, I will be posting details about it if you would like to come see me. It's at Red Barns in Woodinville, Washington, and it'll be October, the weekend before I go to my bachelorette party, October 20th through the 22nd. Other than that, I will be posting more information when I know more information. So I've been prepping for that. I've been making a lot of things to try to get ready for it. But let's move on to talk about my goals and wrap up for the week. And I will go edit this for a second time and then start sewing, because that's all I do these days is sew bags. So last week my last episode, my goals were to finish my stripey sweater, which I didn't do because I lost my needle. My other goal was to find a wedding DJ, which we did find. We are signing the contract this afternoon. We have sent them our deposits. We've heard really good things about them, and like the reviews were really good, and their package was more than we were hoping for, while only being $100 over our budget, which, if you know anything about weddings, $100 over budget that's fine. It's fine. And our budget was pretty low, so, and they've worked with our coordinator and our venue before, so we've heard good things from both of those resources, so hopefully things will be good. But really, that's all we can ask for, is that things work out. I actually came back into our bedroom right now to refilm this, and sitting on our bed is my fiance's wedding suit. He bought it and it just came in. We only bought it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's already been delivered. We weren't expecting it until like November, so that's really exciting. I can't wait to see him try it on, because he looked really good when they put the trial fitment suit on it. I'm really excited to see him actually wear it. Anyways, goals for the next 2 weeks. I want to finish my stripy sweater. Enough said. And I want to knit 4 sections of a poet shawl, which is off to a good start, because while I was sitting and editing, I did about half of a section. So I can do, it's 2 sections for each week before the next podcast. I can totally do that. That's fine. Like, I've got this. I just want to get like a good chunk of it done, because I'm like running out of time and I want to work on other things. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be fun. I'm not worried about it, but I am also simultaneously worried about it. Anyways, don't forget to enter the giveaway for the Winchester Mystery Socks pattern. Just comment and subscribe, and I'll pick a random winner next episode. And don't forget that these are 15% off through tomorrow on both Ravelry and Etsy. Links are down below, and just use the code Winchester15. So I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye, friends.